MakingAScene.org brings you Ticketmaster Livenation court decision. When the Gatekeeper finally got dragged into court. You find the seats, you hit next, and the checkout screen delivers the final blow. A $50 ticket suddenly costs $80, buried under a list of vague service and convenience fees. It is the most visible point of friction in the live music business. These fees represent the public-facing evidence of a much deeper corporate grip. On April 15, 2026, a federal jury in New York confirmed the diagnosis. Livenation and Ticketmaster had maintained an illegal monopoly in key parts of the entertainment business. Understanding this case requires looking past the fan's wallet and tracing the pipeline upstream. The primary victims of this system are the indie artists and independent venues struggling to survive in a market that has been rigged from the top down. Focusing only on the cost of the ticket leaves the gatekeeping machine intact. The real story is about who controls the room, who controls the route, and who decides whether a venue can choose a competitor without fearing a corporate shutdown. The Department of Justice describes the Livenation business model as the flywheel. It is a self-reinforcing cycle where every branch of the company protects and strengthens every other branch. The cycle begins with concert promotions. Livenation manages more than 400 artists and controls roughly 60% of the promotion at major venues across the country. They secure the talent. Next, they leverage that talent to gain control over the rooms. Livenation owns or operates more than 265 venues in North America, including over 60% of the top amphitheaters in the United States. Finally, they use those venues to lock in exclusive ticketing deals. Through Ticketmaster, they control 80% or more of primary ticketing at major concert halls, capturing massive fees from every sale. This ticketing revenue flows directly back to the promotion side. It provides the capital to overbid for talent and offer guarantees that independent promoters simply cannot match, trapping the entire industry inside the cycle. This level of vertical integration means Livenation is no longer a simple participant in the market. They are the ones defining the market's logic based on their own corporate survival. This structural dominance allows for direct market discipline. When one venue considered switching to a rival ticketer in 2021, the DOJ alleged that Livenation responded by withholding concerts and demanding a share of the new partner's revenue. The environment became so intimidating that some rivals gave up on competing entirely. Executives at the Oak View Group reportedly assured Livenation they would protect the company's promotion and ticketing interests, rather than challenge them. For years, the company operated under a 2010 consent decree meant to prevent this behavior. But by 2019, the DOJ concluded that Livenation had repeatedly ignored those terms, leading to a modified agreement and $1 million penalty for every future violation. That escalation led to the massive federal lawsuit in 2024. While the DOJ reached a narrower settlement in March 2026, a bipartisan coalition of states pressed forward, leading to the April jury verdict that labeled the company an illegal monopoly. The jury confirmed that the central issue was not the existence of competition, but the lack of safety. Venues and artists simply did not feel free to choose a different partner without facing retaliation from the dominant player. This verdict will not instantly make arena shows cheap. Ticket prices are dictated by a complex mix of high production costs, artist demands, and a secondary market that captures value before the performer ever sees it. Consumer relief will show up first as transparency. A new FTC rule now requires sellers to disclose the total price, including all mandatory fees, right at the start. It ends the bait-and-switch tactics that hide the true cost until the final click. The deeper victory is systemic. If venues can choose ticketing partners without fear, regional promoters can compete more honestly for tours. It creates an opening for a middle class of live music that doesn't rely on a single corporate pipeline. Breaking the monopoly at the top levels of the arena market finally allows life-saving oxygen to reach independent promoters and venues. It makes the market a little less pre-decided before the artist even hits the road. However, indie artists should not wait for the legal system to rescue their careers. Relying on any outside corporate system for access to your own fans is a risk that litigation alone cannot fix. This case exposed a quiet truth. A monopoly is strongest when artists do not own the data or the direct connection to their audience. If you don't own the relationship, you are temporary labor in someone else's empire. The goal is to move the fan relationship out of the gatekeeper's database. Artists are using AI to analyze their own city-level demand and Web3 systems to verify attendance, turning one-time ticket buyers into direct, long-term supporters. Make sure you check out the other great articles and resources on makingascene.org, the place the indie artist goes to build the new music industry. The gatekeeper's wall is cracking. Your job is to build your own door before they find a way to patch it back up.